welcome to the Mani and Fariha show. This is Mani and I am Fariha.
Hello, everybody. And of course, we are towards the end of Ramadan now, Alhamdulillah, and only a couple of more days left to eat. So I know that we all are looking forward to eat as much as you are. And we still have a couple of more days left to collect all of the rahmat, barakat, and yes, of course, inshallah, inshallah. And so it's a double Eid this time, right, for Pakistanis.
Oh
and
my
so
gosh,
we won the
absolutely.
ICC champion trophy, and I'm sure the last weekend was equally, although I'm not a cricket fan, but honestly,
how can you not be a cricket fan
well,
and be a
you know what, it
Pakistani?
was
That's
pretty,
what I
know. But you know what? I think it was after soccer. Brazilian soccer or the soccer world soccer, this was the second largest game watched in entire world. That's what, my stats showed anyhow.
Amazing.
I have no idea where I got that from, but anyhow, they're very legit.
Yes,
so
legitimate stats.
Legit, absolutely. And, but having said that, we are just so proud of our team, and and we should show the sportsmanship. Again, between whatever happens across the borders, and let's not go very deep into that. And again, well played game, both sides, and we should just keep that open. I think it was a very
well played game. That's what we've been hearing, and also it was unexpected. So the surprise element of it and everything that occurred, it was tremendous. So congratulations, Pakistan, again, and. Yes. You know what? There's always next time, India. And I would say that it doesn't surprise me that it was the second most watched game, because if you think of the population of Pakistan, you think of the population of India, as well as the Pakistanis and Indians dispersed throughout the world. Absolutely. Of course, there's lots of us, yeah. and whoever else is interested in cricket.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as much as, we enjoyed the game and we celebrated the whole week, and don't forget, it's of course the last
right?
Absolutely, still happening. So we are going to, of course, enjoy Eid too. So I'm sure everybody's enjoying Eid with the Juriya, with the Mehndi, and all of that Eid celebrations upcoming. Let's not forget the less fortunate ones. And this is, of course, myself and Fariha, we always say that, extend your blessings and helping hands to all of the ones,
Let's make it an Eid to celebrate for everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, include them in all of your happiness, and all of those khushiyan baantne ka time hai. Jitna baantenge, mil baantenge, badhenge, inshallah.
Inshallah. And also we've had, the nights of Laylatul Qadr. Yeah. I know lots of you have been doing your amal, so I hope you've included us in your amal and do your du'as.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, speaking of, all of that good stuff,
we have something else to look forward to
absolutely,
on Eid.
Absolutely. And you know what? I have been listening to, on my times, during the Ramadan, you always say, you cut off yourself, be respectful of the Ramadan, and you cut off yourself from the music. But the best way, to stay connected to and fulfill that, the element or the gap, because we are so used to listening to music, right? And we need to have that, fulfill that. And I do that, and I'm going to always speak about myself, is that I listen to zikr or dhikr, whatever you want to
however you want to pronounce
right? Pronounce it, right? And there are so many different forms and ways that we have seen that it has come, and it's performed in a different societies and cultures. But ultimately, the bottom and common denominator is the same, and it goes back to the Sufism. And I think Sufism is it's one word, but it's a very, very widely spread, and it's huge, like in terms of its definitions.
And it's practiced, like the term Sufi, it can be related. I mostly associate it with Turkish traditions, and it is a sect of Islam, Sufism, but it's considered a lot more esoteric and a lot more spiritual. And in this day and age, when we think of spirituality and New Age, it truly isn't New Age if we research the background and the history, because if we go back to several years, whether it be the Sanskrit traditions, whether it be Chinese philosophy, or even early Islamic philosophy, we do find that spiritual aspect is quite profound. And the reason why we bring that up, and why I had said a little bit earlier that we have something else to celebrate on Eid, is with regards to our guest who is with us today. He will be releasing his song, which is one of Baba Bulleh Shah's Kalam.
Yes.
It's one of his poems, and it will be a brand new rendition, completely original. And actually, while I was researching, I know that you know a lot of his poetry and his works, and I've just been researching a little bit because I love poets in general. I often quote Rumi and Khalil Gibran as well as Catullus, but I always love to be introduced to different poetry as well. And it always goes back to having something as a muse, right? As the beloved that you speak about. And oftentimes it is like God or that connection that we wish to feel because we feel incomplete within ourselves. And oftentimes it is, geared towards like a romantic love, but it could be love of anything or anyone. And it's always that connection. And whenever we feel that we need that gratification or validation from an external force, it's always because we're not connected with ourselves or through that true spirituality.
Exactly.
And if we really go deep into the poetry of any of these esoterics, it does help us to connect. And I believe that's why it's so fulfilling.
Oh my God! You have said it all, and
you.
who can actually put it? And we have a local artist here, and I say it local because he is very, very well known here in Toronto GTA, and not just here, but very well
worldwide. I would say
an
international celebrity.
And now he's going global, of course, and he's very profoundly known here. And he is very. He has introduced Sufism here in Toronto, and his passion is Sufism. And I love his songs. I love listening to him, and I think you do the same thing, right?
Absolutely.
We don't miss
yes.
any of his concerts, and
Absolutely
we don't
not.
miss any of his shows.
We're the biggest
always
fans.
listening to exactly. So we are biggest fan of Tariq Hameed.
Yes. So welcome to our show, Tariq.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Fariha, to all the viewers of 360, Toronto 360. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. On behalf of everyone.
So we have heard you sing so many times, Tariq, and आपने इतना अच्छा Sufism को एक of course it has over the period of time Sufism has जितने भी उनके कलाम हैं बाबा बुल्ले शाह के या बाहू के उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से इसको किया है लेकिन आपने जो उसको एक fusion दिया है you also have done your own compositions of the music, right? And your new album is coming up too, and we'll talk about it in
my new song
is coming up.
Yes.
Absolutely. And over the period of time, you have done many songs,
yes.
and different fusions too. So we want to know, and my question that I'm going to impose is that why you picked, although as much as you do a lot of other songs too, but your passion that we see is mostly in Sufism.
Well, there's always a transformation, right?
Yeah.
There's always evolution, I would say. So with the passage of time, I mean, I grew up, actually when I was very small, when I was a kid, so somehow music was inside me. मेरे अंदर मेरी हर रग रग जो है उसके अंदर म्यूजिक है मेरे खून के अंदर मुझे लगता है कि म्यूजिक है even though there's nobody actually in my family who's into music.
So it's not DNA, it's a note.
It's not, it's not DNA. or maybe from some ancient, time, I got something from there. So gradually, very initially, when I started actually my music, I was very much into English rock and heavy metal, that kind of music. But gradually, as I was growing, actually, so my maturity level was growing as well. So from there, I came to Urdu stuff, and from there I came to Punjabi stuff, and then Bhangra and filmy music, and then I came to ghazals and Sufi. So Sufism is something which is all about love. Yeah. So when you talk about humanity, when you talk about people, when you talk about social aspect of anybody, so it starts from love and it should end with love actually. Mm-hmm. So there's some gap in between. We are missing some. There's some gap in between because people probably they want to have their own agenda and probably they they detract somehow, but I think our travel our journey, it should start from love and it should end at love.
Yeah. Well, if you think of it, we are all here through an act of love, right?
Exactly.
So absolutely, that comes full circle. But exactly what you said, like that transformation or that evolution from hard rock to something which is so esoteric and spiritual.
But still, I believe music in any form, any aspect of music, music is all about love.
Yeah.
When you talk about those 12 notes or 22 semi-notes, so it's all about love. Look at that. I mean, 22 semi-notes or 12 main notes, and you can make thousands and millions of compositions out of it, and yet they are different from each other.
Yeah.
They're all unique.
And you always, I mean, when you hear any song, you feel different. I mean, your mood can swing, your mood can change with the tune, with the lyrics, with everything, and you feel from sad to happy to all different kind of emotions run.
Oh my God,
they run into your.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have said it all. It's so therapeutic. When you are actually, and that's one thing. I always wish that I could sing or I could play some instrument to the point where I could just let my energy, release. And I'm sure, I'm sure you can do that.
In my life, a point came actually. I can relate it to myself because when I start listening to start reading actually Sufi music first, तो मुझे लगता था कि म्यूजिक में सूफी पोइट्री पढ़ता हूँ और मुझे लगता था कि शायद कोई बहुत बड़ी चीज़ थी जो मेरी ज़िंदगी में से मिसिंग थी. तो जैसे जैसे मैं पढ़ता गया, so the more it was into me, so I was totally becoming a different personality, different person. और then I got a chance actually to read. हम बहुत लोगों को मैंने पढ़ा क्योंकि पोइट्री मेरा लव है, मैं पढ़ता हूँ, बहुत बुक्स पढ़ता हूँ. लेकिन जब मैंने पंजाबी पोइट्री पढ़ी, पर्टिकुलरली सूफी पोइट्री पढ़ी, when I read बुल्ले शाह, when I read सुल्तान बाहू, when I read वारिस शाह, when I read मियाँ मोहम्मद बख्श साहब, oh my God, I mean, it's so deep philosophy they have. I mean, they all are humanist. They all are humanists. They talk about people. They talk about, regardless of their race, gender, and anything else, they talk about love. The only thing they talk about is love, peace, and humanity. Exactly. This is the only thing they talk about. And this is all what we need, actually, in this world.
Yeah, that is all that we
need. I can feel it inside
like even
me.
the Beatles.
Yeah. When I sing Sufi music, so it seems like, I mean, this is really me. Yeah. I sing it from my heart.
Yeah. So it resonates very strongly with you.
Yeah. So it's just, and it sometimes, it's Sufi music is it really just about the divine love, or it is love of anything and everything, then we are saying in general, like humanity, excluding materialism, right? एक सूफी म्यूजिक को हम लेते हैं, हम कहते हैं it's divine love, but how do you actually get to that point? जैसे Rumi said, that yes, be happy, be yourself, and I'm just paraphrasing it, I'm not quoting him, I'm not good as Fariha is with the quotes, so he said, yes, go enjoy life, be happy, have children, build the houses, but eventually death will take that away from you, and then you meet your creator. And that's the love that he talks about, and that's the divine love that we are talking about, right? In the Sufism. So, from just the lack of probably my understanding, the Sufism is that divine love we are talking about, connection, right?
Yes, it's all about connection.
Is it really? Is it real? Do you really have to be heartbroken in this life to actually achieve that divine love, or
not really? Not
you can
really.
Still have that.
It's all about connection. It's all about love and peace, and it's all about how you feel about it. So, for example, Bulle Shah is all about. I mean, if you want to talk about Bulle Shah, any Sufi philosophy, it starts from love and peace. So, there's a famous saying from Bulle Shah: "Masjid dhade, mandir dhade, dhade jo kuch dhenda, bandya kisi da dil na dhami, rab dila vich rehanda." I mean, destroy everything, destroy mosque, destroy a mandir, destroy a church, whatever it is. Don't destroy anyone's heart, because God resides there. He is the one who is there. And another famous, saying from Bulle Shah, "Pad ilm tu shaykh ka hame, kadi apne aap nu padhiya hi nahi. Bhaj bhaj vadna hai mandir masithi, kadi man apne vich vadhiya hi nahi. Ladna hai roz shaitan de naal, kadi nafs apne naal ladhiya hi nahi. बुलिया आसमानी उड़दियां फड़ना है जेड़ा कर बैठा उन्हों फड़िया ही नहीं." So everything is here. Everything is here. God is actually here. This is how you can relate yourself. All within us. Exactly.
That's beautiful, and I really want you to couple of हमारे लिए verses हो जाए. Allahu ke, that's something my all-time favorite. We always start off with jahan bhi hote Tariq, that's something I cannot.
And there's another important thing about this one is when you go to this path, जब आप इस रास्ते पे होते हैं तो बड़ी मुश्किलें होती हैं. I mean, there are evil forces all around us. But we have
or
to,
distractions,
there are distractions, exactly. But we have to be straight on that path. So that's why Bulleh Shah says, Bulla ashik hoya rabda, hui malamat lak. So, tenu kafir aakh de, tu aho aak.
Wow.
So, Bulla, you are a lover of God.
Yeah.
And because of that, you got disgraced.
Yeah.
Right? And they call you infidel. Just say yes.
Well, I am who I am, right?
Exactly.
It's not going to change.
Exactly.
So God knows who I am. So it's beautiful.
And speaking of that, Tariq, within my research, it says that the Sufi tradition has like 4 pillars, and the first one is the path, right? And then the other 2 I'm forgetting, but the ultimate destination is that unity or that connection with the divine, or even with ourselves. We can call it so many things, with God, the universe, our higher self, but that connection that we're all striving for.
True. Exactly. So Shariat, Tariqat, it's all about Sufism. So it's all about what you have inside. It's all about humanity. So it's about people, about the social aspect of it. So it's not just the rituals. It's all about the social aspect of it. How are you going to deal with people?
It actually sounds away from the ritualistic aspect and more about the people connection and the serving of the other aspect of it.
Very true.
And on that note, we are due for a break. We will continue our conversation very shortly, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. So we have been having a conversation with our guest of the day, Mr. Tariq Hameed, and we're talking about the poetry of Baba Bulleh Shah, as well as other esoteric Sufi poets. And a little bit about the concept that Tariq was telling us, that all of these poets are really, their emphasis is on humanitarianism. And just a little excerpt, which I wish to share with you, is that Bulleh Shah's writings represent him as a humanist. And what exactly does that mean? Again, building on what Tariq said, that it wasn't based on any class, creed, or any other type of definition of his bias. He was the same to everyone across the board, whether it be Muslim, Hindu, Sikh. And it was a time of turbulence at the time that he wrote his poetry, and I would say that his poetry truly was a form of self-expression and bringing people together. He was someone who provided solutions to the sociological problems of the time, and going back to the philosophy, but not just leaving it at that, but really embodying being that social scientist and providing solutions and through forms of hope and peace to all the individuals at large. So describing the turbulence of his motherland of Punjab that was passing through, which is what he did, and concurrently or simultaneously searching for God or the divine within and without as well, like as outer as inward. His poetry highlights his mystical spiritual voyage through the 4 stages of Sufism, and now I'll be able to talk to them. Previously it was vague. The Shariat, which means the path, the Tariqat, which means the observance, the Hakikat, which means the truth, and then the Marfat, which is the union and the ultimate goal of combining and that connection and unifying with the one. And over and above, the simplicity in which Bulleh Shah has been able to address the complex functionalities of what was going on in society is what really puts him apart and over above, some other poets as well. Because oftentimes we think that poetry is so complex, like how do we actually understand it? But he just says it in such a beautiful and simplistic way.
Yeah.
And as they say that, sometimes less is more. So totally in the context of comprehension, less is absolutely more. Just a couple of other things to add to what Tariq had said, that, every time that he performs, and it is Sufi music, it's totally done from the heart. And this is actually a verse from the Bible, which shows that connectivity of it doesn't matter where it comes from, like love is love. And it says, all that you do, let it be done in love. And that's from Corinthians, which is one of my favorite passages of the Bible. And another thing which you said, which was actually the poem in Punjabi, where Bulleh Shah is saying that he looked everywhere in like churches and temples, and it's not even similar. Like the sameness, it blows your mind. It's actually a poem or an excerpt or a quote from Rumi, and he says, "I looked in temples, churches, and mosques, but I found the divine in my heart."
Yeah.
So it's
That's
the
where
exact same message.
Absolutely,
Very true,
absolutely.
very true.
And that's where the God resides, and that's
In
where
our
we
hearts.
need to, in our hearts.
Yes. But we have his
And-
beautiful harmonium out.
Absolutely.
Yes, I wish that
absolutely.
all of you
And
could
how,
see it.
it's the best way, to actually connect, how beautifully this poetry has been actually performed over the period of time with with this fusion of East and West, and overall entire world can understand. Not just, it's not limited to just
not
one
limited to just
culture, one
language
religion,
or-
what language,
True.
and it's just through the music. Music has done such a wonderful, phenomenal job. So why don't you just
Yes, if we can please
we
invite
really,
you to.
really want to hear a little bit
Sure.
from you what's
So I'll
what's
just
there.
probably sing one
And
verse
exactly
of Bulleh Shah.
what's
Okay,
And as
just
you
one
said,
verse.
yeah, so there's enough learning. This is what Bulleh Shah says. There's enough learning. So just one alphabet is enough.
Yeah.
So
Just start with the A
yeah,
or
from
Aleph.
yeah, and from one, actually, we divide it into two. So one is divided into two, actually, not 1 + 1, 2, right?
So it's
then from two,
it's like the way that cells divide. It's the form of creation, right?
So from two, it became 100.
Yeah.
Then it became thousands, and then it became infinity.
Exponential growth.
But his oneness is more than enough.
Yeah.
His oneness is more than enough. This is what he says actually in this very verse. एक दो तीन चार हुए फिर लख करोड़ हजार हुए फिर ओ तो बाज शुमार हुए इस अल्फ दा नुक्ता न्यारा एक अल्फ पढ़ो छुटकारा एक अल्फ पढ़ो ओ एक अल्फ पढ़ो छुटकारा.
So beautiful. Thank you so much.
So it's just one alphabet, which is enough for you. It's just his oneness.
Indeed.
That's enough for you.
Yeah. Amazing. And I wanted to talk about your instrument.
It's called actually harmonium.
It's a harmonium.
Yeah, but the history of harmonium is actually, it comes from Germany. So
And it in itself is a work of art, like the carvings and everything on
but
it.
it was very well adopted actually in South Asia, in India, Pakistan, and we changed the shape a bit. So we made the bellow actually on the side or on top here, and we have, it's exactly like a keyboard, and then it's a manual keyboard. We just pump the air from here, and then basically it plays through the pumping of the air, and there are reeds inside.
Yeah.
So
And when did you learn to play this?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know when it came. It
Yeah,
was
so
in
like
me.
music was in your blood.
It
that
was
you
in
were
me.
born
It was
with
in
it.
me. Somehow I started playing one day, and with the passage of time, actually I improved a bit into it. I'm still a student.
Aren't we all, right?
Exactly.
So tell us about your upcoming song, and
yes.
that's another from the collection of Baba Bulleh Shah's.
Yeah, exactly.
Kalam.
It was actually this is something very close to my heart.
Yeah.
And it was about time. It almost like from last 3-4 years, I didn't actually produce anything because of so many different reasons, which was going through. I had actually some of my very close ones, my loved ones, they left actually this world. So I was very much into those things. So, but now this is about time. So I worked on this poem of Bulle Shah, which is Ki Bedarda Sangyari.
And what does that mean?
Why to have a friendship? Why to be a friend to someone who cannot feel your pain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's
Roban akhiyan
It's
zaro
just
zari.
you know,
Yeah.
still the meanings are lost in the
Yeah,
translation,
exactly.
right?
When you
So
translate
it's
it,
just yeah.
or maybe maybe I'm not that good in explaining that thing, but I mean, you can just only feel it.
Yeah.
So when he talks about someone who cannot feel the pain, it's not just about your personal relationship.
Yeah.
It's about if someone is in society and he
Yeah.
closes his eyes and he doesn't look at what's going on in there, he doesn't try to help people, he doesn't try to correct something.
Like the bystander
Yeah.
effect.
Exactly.
So then he is actually he's somebody who doesn't feel the pain.
Yeah. He becomes a part of
He's
the game.
careless.
Right?
He's careless person, right? So then we shouldn't be that kind of person.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oblivious to everything around
and
us.
if we have if we are with that kind of person, so what's going to happen? We're going to cry and we're going to cry.
Right.
That's it.
Well, the constant disappointment, right?
Exactly.
Where you want someone to get
Exactly.
you and they don't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was working on this one, and luckily I have a mentor. I have a guru ustad. His name is Professor Paramjeet Singh, and he lives actually in Toronto. I'm very lucky that I met him, and he composed actually this very poem of Bulle Shah. So he actually when he was just reciting this one for me, so I was like, I want to do it. He was like, definitely, I want you to go ahead and do this one for me.
So it was just a moment's decision.
Exactly.
Spontaneous.
Exactly. And he's kind of a person, I mean, you just ask him anything, and if he likes that thing, so within minutes, he will just make a tune out of it.
Yeah.
So then I made a plan to basically fly back to Pakistan. So because the kind of music I was having in mind was not possible here, or probably not up to that level. So I flew actually to Pakistan to, first of all, to make an audio of this one, and then I worked on the video. So the video is quite a big budget video, because I mean I wanted to put my heart out of it.
Of course.
So this is something. We went to actually a very special place in Pakistan. If you go on Lahore Islamabad Motor Highway, so there's a place called Color Kahar.
Yeah.
And if you take north from Color Kahar, if you go a little up down, towards Jhelum there, so you find a place which is called Katas Raj. So these are ancient, mandirs, temples, Hindu temples, and those are actually Shiv temples, and those were discovered actually very late, like maybe 14, 15 years back, but now they are in better shape. So actually, I saw a couple of pictures of that place on internet. So as soon as I saw those pictures, I was like, I want to go there. I want to shoot my song right there.
Yeah.
So मैंने वहाँ पहुँचा. I mean, it took me a lot of efforts, a lot of time to get permission to shoot there. So we actually हमने 3 जगह इसकी शूटिंग की. एक तो कटास राज में की, फिर हमने लाहौर में बाबा शाह जमाल के मज़ार पे इसकी शूटिंग की, और कुछ इसके जो सीन थे वो हमने एक अंदरूने शहर लाहौर में गली मोहल्ले में करने थे. तो then we did that as well. It's quite a big budget video, and मैंने बहुत दिल से किया है, बहुत शौक से किया, अपने पैशन से किया है. मैं उन लोगों में से हूँ जो शोहरत के पीछे या उसके पीछे नहीं भागते. मैंने अपना रांझा राजी किया है. मैंने अपने दिल को खुश करने के लिए किया है, और मुझे यकीन है कि आप लोगों को ये पसंद आएगा definitely.
Absolutely. And we are really looking forward to that, and the song will be released on the Eid, and we already saw the teaser.
Yeah, the teaser is on Facebook.
Oh my God.
And is it on YouTube as well for anyone else to see?
Not on YouTube,
Not
but it's on Facebook right now. खास बात इसकी यही है कि I wanted to actually release this one on Eid day, very Eid day. So this is a gift from me to all my music fans, all my music lovers.
It's beautiful.
What a great gift it is.
It's especially the place is so mesmerizing. You see, and it's beautifully done.
It is.
I've watched a little bit more than that.
So you got a bit more.
And we got to watch the whole song, since he has it, we had access to the song. So,
and it's well worth the surprise.
Absolutely, it's worth waiting for, and it's absolutely, especially those who know and Tariq, and those who you have heard Tariq sing, and of course, especially the kind of songs and the music that he brings. It's beautifully done, and that's all. I cannot really come up with heavy word than that. I think that word will do the justice.
That says it all.
Let's keep it for that day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's right.
And we really want to hear your feedback, you know, after you watch the song, and I'm sure, you know, you'll provide us with all of that.
So let us know what you thought of it for sure.
And I would just want to add one thing in here.
Yes.
So if you're not on my Facebook, so you can go to Facebook. You can join my fan page either, or you can join my personal account if there is still some space in there. So otherwise you can join my fan page, and then you can see this song. And I believe very soon, very, very soon, you're going to see this song on Toronto 360 as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You will.
We
So
will
stay tuned.
Absolutely. We'll be playing a teaser for you. And of course, as promised, you know, we do not have a consent to play the whole song, unfortunately. But
we don't have access to the whole song yet.
So let's let the truth.
Let's put it that way.
Let's put it that way.
And I hope, you know, by Eid, we'll have an access to the whole song.
Definitely.
And we'll definitely play it for you on the day of Eid. As promised, you know, we'll bring
the
it to you.
date of release.
Date of the release, and Toronto 360 will be playing the song. So you can have an access, of course, on a YouTube. And as Tariq said, you know, you can go to his fan page. You can add him as on a Facebook friend, you know, be the first one to do that.
There's always a limit. There's always a limit of 5,000 for your personal friends. So definitely like his Facebook fan page.
Yes. And you also have a lot of other songs too, not just this one.
I do
right?
actually. I've done actually quite a number of songs in the past. So as I told you that this was a journey actually from different.
Right.
So I have some Bhangra numbers there as well, and
lots of genres.
And some ghazals and now Sufi numbers. So yeah, definitely. And probably I'm gonna produce another number actually on Eid al-Duha.
Okay, so we have that to look forward to.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is it also one of Babi Bulleh Shah's?
No. It's totally different genre. So it's basically a love song. So
like pop?
No,
no.
It's a mellow love song.
Yes, absolutely. That's
It's a mellow love song.
Yes. So we are really looking forward to this song, and for the day of the Eid and Toronto 360, as we said, you know, we'll be playing this song. Let's watch this teaser.
की बेदर्दा संग यारी यारी बेदर्दा संग यारी बेदर्दा संग यारी यारी बेदर्दा संग यारी.
How is that for you? We're certain that you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the actual complete song, which will be released on Eid, and it will be here first on Toronto 360, and we're really looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Tariq.
Thank you very much, Fariha.
Thank you so much, Tariq, for coming on the show, and we are really looking forward, you know, for our Eid gift, which is going to be the song, and we'll be playing it on the Mani and Fariha page also. And again, as Tariq said, you can also go and like his fan page, and you can watch the video there on the day of Eid. And he has other songs too. And I'm really big fan of all of his Sufi kalam that he sings. So we're really looking forward to not only this song, a lot of other things also that's happening.
A lot of other things coming up.
Absolutely.
And the next main event to look forward to is Eid al-Duha, right?
And so Eid Mubarak to all of you, and inshallah we'll be back next Friday, 7 p.m. Till then, bye.
Goodbye and God bless.
Allah Hafiz.